So, before I get started, I want to, because I'm not too sure that everyone got the message, because I'm assuming that most of the subscribers that watch Kuroko Basketball that I have aren't on my Facebook fan page or my Twitter. But if you're wondering why there's no live reaction this week, it's because I got 2 copyright strikes from Daisuke. These motherfuckers. And they took down, I think, my episode 2 and episode 4 Kuroko's Basketball live reactions. So I'm waiting for those copyright claims to go through, which will take up to 10 to 14 business days. And they send me the return email, because like when you apply for copyright strikes, you have to wait for like a day or 2 in order to let you know that they got the message, and then they'll wait to see if Daisuke replies. And if they don't reply, which normally they don't, then the videos get put back up. And if they do, well, I'll work things out. If I need to go to court, I'll go to court. I'll sell it however I need to sell it. Now, that being said, because of this, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to try and find a way. Once everything's said and done, I'm going to try and find a way to do these live reactions so I'm not region blocking Japan. I'll like flip the color contrast. I'll do something. But at the same time, if that doesn't work and I get another copyright strike from freaking Daisuke, then I need to probably region block Japan when it comes to my live reactions of Kuroko's Basketball. And that's the reason why you're not getting a live reaction for this episode of Kuroko's Basketball, unfortunately. So, that being said, when it comes to this episode, first of all, the animation, there was one part that freaking stunned me, and that was Kuroko when he did his vanishing drive. And I was like, bro, what? What? It was like the man teleported. I was like, dude, that was like an insane clip right there. Just vanishing drive and like right behind the dude. I'm like, bro, like that's what? Like that was probably the nastiest vanishing drive I've seen to date. I'm not even joking about that. And everything else is pretty damn good. Though I gotta say, freaking Kise, when he was doing his stuff with the perfect copy, very good animation, very dynamic and sharp, and he's just dribbling. First of all, when you have Kuroko, he does the phantom shot. So okay, 2 points, and they're thinking, okay, so we're gonna try and get the lead. No, in comes Kise, Midorima off the gate, and you're like, shit. So overall animation, pretty damn good. When it came to the pacing, first of all, we end off with the finale of Shutoku versus Rakuzan. And then from then on, we focus mainly on like the warm-up and then like the beginning few minutes of the Kaijo versus SEIRIN game. So overall, it was structured fairly well. When it comes to the overall, because the only thing from a character standpoint that I find very interesting, or that I found very interesting, was apparently Kuroko. He stated that he actually used to mentor Kise, but clearly Kise surpassed him very swiftly, and Kise wound up being a starter for Teiko. And he was kind of jealous, but at the same time, he saw him as a rival. So that was interesting to see that character interaction and dynamic between Kise and Kuroko, where there was some, distaste there initially, but apparently back then, in his mind, in Kuroko's mind, it was Kise who he saw as his primary rival. And then also from a character standpoint, there is a hint that we got from Tatsuya. When Tatsuya's watching, like everything said and done, with Rakuzan and Shutoku, he notices, or he has the feeling, that Akashi hasn't used his full powers yet. Like he hasn't used everything that he got. And that's pretty scary because he's able to be Midorima and his boys, and he didn't even have to use all of his skills. So there's still a veil of mystery when it comes to the pinnacle of skill pertaining to Akashi, the wondrous Seijuro, but we can't really gauge how steep, how high his powers, his skills actually go. And what was also fascinating when it came to Rakuzan team was that Rakuzan, when they won the game, it wasn't like they were cheering and they were happy. No, in fact, it was more like relief. And what was fascinating was that when you have the captain of Kaijo, he's talking about the pressure that Rakuzan faces because they are the best team in Japan for high school basketball. And they have certain expectations. And instead of actually being happy and being cheerful when they win, it's like sigh of relief, like, okay, we actually did it, so like let's move on to like the next phase. Because we're the champions and we have certain expectations. So, I mean, it's kind of similar to the whole concept of when you reach the top of the mountain, it's very lonely. So when you're the best of the best, when you're number one, you're all by yourself. There's no one around you. So it's a fascinating concept, and we can see that concept, and we can see that concept being implemented in this particular notion with Rakuzan, and how when they win, it's sigh of relief. Where the champions last time, as to be expected, this time around also champions as well. Now, when it comes to the story progression overall, again, you have the start of the Kaijo versus SEIRIN match, and also, by the way, let me backpedal to character. Tako and Midorima. Tako actually crying because, well, he lost the game, obviously. And Midorima too. And normally Tako, like, he'd be like the comic relief character, but this time he just can't do it. Because they lost. They gave it their all. They lost. And then you have Otsubo, you have the two other guys. They're going to graduate because they're seniors. They're 30 years, whatever it is in Japan. And it sucks. It royally sucks. So I can see that, you know, they just can't be their, you know, their cheerful selves at this point in time because they just suffered a heavy blow. They're best four, but still they wanted to be the champions, obviously. They wanted to overthrow Rakuzan's reign. Now, again, story-wise, very simple. You just have the start of the SEIRIN Kaijo match, and then you have Ida Rico. She actually had a game plan, but the game plan fails automatically, immediately, because Kise. So, in all honesty, I forgot what his name was, but the coach of Kaijo, he actually had that in mind. He's like, okay, Kise, just go hard. Alright, immediately, perfect copy, shut him down. And blow them out within like the first quarter. Because we know for a fact that he can't use his perfect copy for a long period of time. But when he does use it, he's nigh unstoppable. And that's very important. Kise at this point in time, he appears to be like the most honed basketball player in high school Japanese basketball, period. Even more than Akashi. Because he can use Akashi skills as well as Murasakibara, Midorima, Aomine, and so on and so forth. And you're like, fuck. Like this guy, he's because he's taking all of the gen skills, and plus he also can use other folks' skills as well. Yeah, he's really unfair. So you kind of need a time limit cap on Kise's abilities. If he could do it like 5 minutes, he'd just slaughter all the time, constantly. So what they're gunning for is an immediate blowout. That's obvious. And Kise right now, he's shutting down. I mean, he even combined the skills of the gen. He took Akashi's Emperor Eye, was able to see the trajectory of the Phantom Shot, and he blocked it using Murasakibara's jump. I mean, furthermore, in the warm-up, we see him pretty much use Kagami's dunk. It's like, bro, like, Kise is very unfair. I mean, Kise, because a lot of times people, they want to say, well, certain, like, all the gen can use the zone. I disagree. Because when I think about it, if Kise had perfect copy plus the zone, like, dude, no. Honestly, earnestly, I believe that not all the gen can use the zone. As far as you know, thus far, it's only Kagami, it's Aomine, it's Murasakibara. That's it. Because it's not fair when you have Kise. He's using all their skills, and then plus he may have a zone. No. It's too much. It's way too much. And I want to end off this video by pretty much stating that it's pretty cool to see that you have both SEIRIN and Kaijo, like, before the game even started. Like, mutual respect. Like, earnest mutual respect, where beforehand, it was like, SEIRIN, Young Bucks, fuck these guys, practice game, not a big deal. But now it's like, no. We're not fucking around anymore. No. Our cocks are in our pants the entire damn game. We're not, there's no more digging around. We can't afford that. Alright, right now this is the semifinals, and you guys already beat us once in practice game. And even the one guy who was like, oh yeah, like, I'm looking for the hot girls, but I can't because I'm so focused on the game right now. So, I mean, even the one-centered guy on Kaijo, even he's even scouting freaking Tepe. He's like, okay, so Tepe, uncrowned king, I gotta make sure that I keep him on lock as best as I can. I'm like, oh, okay, so even this guy. So, it was pretty cool to see that actually roll out. To see that these two teams, when you look at season 1, it was like, fuck these guys. But now it's mutual respect. It's like, I mean, I would argue it's like the best rivalry in the series. I mean, people want to probably say Seiden and Toll. Honestly, no. I would either go Seiden and Shutoku or Seiden and Kaijo. Because, I mean, especially considering the fact that Seiden and Shutoku, they had a tie in one of the games. And it was unsettled, and I was like, fuck. So, it is what it is. But at the same time, the Kaijo one was the first among the gen that they experienced. And that was the one that seems to be like the longest running rivalry when it comes to Seirin's rivals. So, that being said, overall the episode, I did enjoy it. I thought it was, it's a nice first step into what's gonna obviously be some of the craziest shit we've seen in the series thus far. Because he not only is he using gen skills, but also he's combining their skills in order to do even more insane stuff. So God knows what he's gonna do. Combine Midorima and Aomine for some crazy, like, full core, like, yeah, like that'll be insane. That'll be insane, truth be told. So overall, I'm done. Tingle Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe. The episode rating, in my personal opinion, is gonna be a good plus. And I will see you guys and gals later. Again, rate the video because it's not that hard. It's a mouse, alright? And you have it, or touchpad. Click dislike or like, whatever you want to do. I'll see you guys and gals later.